Most people assume silence means distance, disinterest, withdrawal. But sometimes silence is protection. Sometimes it's care without performance. We live in a world that rewards expression. Say what you feel, prove your emotion, demonstrate your loyalty. If you don't speak up, you must not care. At least that's what we've been taught. But not everyone was built that way. Some people feel deeply and speak carefully. There are people who process internally. They don't react immediately. They don't escalate emotionally. They don't flood a room with explanations. They observe. They measure. They sit with things. And in a culture that equates volume with sincerity, that can look like indifference. But it isn't. Not always. Silence can be fear. It can be pride. It can be avoidance. But sometimes it's restraint. Is someone trying not to say something they can't take back? Is someone choosing stability over reaction? Is someone understanding that words, once released, don't return unchanged? There's a difference between someone who doesn't care and someone who is holding their words because they do. The first withdraws, the second weighs, the first disconnects, the second considers, one disappears, the other stays present, quietly. You won't always notice the difference because it doesn't announce itself, but it's there, in the pause before a response, in the eyes that don't look away, in the decision not to escalate. We confuse intensity with depth. We confuse speed with honesty. But thought doesn't always burn bright. Sometimes it smolders. Some people need silence the way others need sound. It's where they sort the noise. It's where they decide what matters. It's where they protect what could be damaged by careless words. When someone speaks quickly, you hear them. When someone speaks carefully, you feel the weight of it. But here's where it becomes complicated. Silence can also create distance because not everyone understands it. If you grew up in an environment where emotion had to be proven loudly, quiet feels unsafe. It feels like detachment. It feels like abandonment. So when someone goes silent, you assume they've already left, when in reality, they may be working very hard to stay, to regulate, to think, to choose something measured instead of something reactive. The loudest person in the room isn't always the most invested. Sometimes they're just the least filtered. And the quiet one, they might be calculating long-term consequences. They might be protecting something fragile. They might be protecting you, not from truth, but from unnecessary damage. Maybe the better question isn't, why aren't they speaking? But what are they protecting? Are they protecting pride or peace? Are they protecting ego or the relationship? Are they protecting themselves or something shared? Silence doesn't automatically mean care, but it doesn't automatically mean apathy either. Sometimes it means I'm thinking. Sometimes it means I don't trust my first reaction. Sometimes it means I value this too much to handle it carelessly. We've been conditioned to equate visibility with devotion, public affirmation, constant reassurance, immediate responses. But some loyalty is quiet, some care is steady, some commitment doesn't shout. It stays, it considers, it returns when the moment is stable. And that kind of presence is easy to miss because it doesn't demand attention. Thought doesn't always burn bright. Sometimes it smolders. And sometimes silence is just thought, still forming. Not everything meaningful arrives loudly. Some things take shape in quiet. So if something here stayed with you, let it. You don't have to resolve it tonight. Just notice what it brings up. Some understanding only comes after the noise settles, after the light fades. And when it does, for those who stay after the fire fades, we tend what remains.